monster was creeping across the ashlands. This is him? Can't believe it. The bowman's oath. We die, we pray, to live, we serve. The master's voice. You swore to serve your lord. Blessed are the bowmen, for they serve without self and spirit forever. Blessed are the mistmen, for they blend in the glory of the transcendent spirit. Blessed are the wraithmen, for they render their rage unto the ages. Blessed are the masters, for they bridge the past and span the future. Ah, fucking great.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, we got a black soul gem. Isn't it nice? Sounds good to me. This place is kinda big. Where's that fucking horse head? Hmm.
Who's there?
Very boom, man. Alright.
Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We're being watched. The air, the ground. No. But there's no way she would have left it in Tamriel. She wanted to get it as far away from my father as possible. I can't imagine a better place.
And if she doesn't?
Then we find out where she hid it. If she's still alive. Well, as alive as she was before. Or is now. Or... you know what I mean.
But not hide in the soul current and then return.
Probably to avoid whatever my father would do to her if he could get his hands on her. Or maybe her plan was to come back, but she was stuck here. We won't know until we find her. Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
And soul gem?
Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the soul cairn takes just any leftovers.
Does anything live here?
Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here? The only things that can survive here are the ideal masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. Well, if you want to call that living.
Do you think we will meet the ideal masters?
I don't think anyone's ever met the Ideal Masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground, I have no idea.
Or I think collecting these souls.
Lots of theories. Some say they feed on them like I feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment to an even higher power. Almost like a currency. A very strange currency. Whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here.
What would a necromancer want to do with them?
Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them.
Summon them, you mean?
Exactly. It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really. Child's play. But bringing something from the soul cairn gives you something much more powerful.
How do the necromancers communicate with them?
Well, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a simple portal. But to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself. And most of them never come back.
Hmm. Hmm. So where the fuck is the horse? Oh, forget it, man. Dragon head. Let's go to the main event.
Here, someone with flesh on their bones. Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a whole coven of necromancers. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that would double-cross a necromancer?
So that's how you got here.
You got it. Horse, wagon, and all. Plopped here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. How people would track me down just to see what I had for sale.
Got anything left?
Very funny. And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here.
There must be something you want.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You know, those ugly fungus-looking things growing out of the ground. Bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart. Odds and ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather, before all this nonsense happened to me. Tell me what you're looking for, and maybe we can make a deal. If you have the husks. No husks, no sale. Guess you have some scavenging to do.
Hmm. $25 of them. Oh, fucking great. Fucking shit.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you. Where'd you come from?
Come on, die.
Done and done.
Tum 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 tum.
I knew I heard something.
Keeper. Dragonbone battle axe. Are you fucking kidding me? Big question is, where was he here?
You'd think a vampire would be right at home in this place. You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here.
Let's harvest some. Come on, die. No fungus.
What do you want? How does anyone expect me to write my opus with all of these rude interruptions?
Oh, I'm sorry. Opus, what do you mean?
What do I mean, indeed? If I hadn't lost all of the pages, I wouldn't be in this predicament, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Let's just start at the beginning.
Very well. I suppose a moment or two of my time couldn't hurt. I am Jib. Some call me Saint Jib. Others call me Jib the Eradicator. Perhaps you heard of me.
Nope, never heard of you.
I can't say that I'm surprised by your answer. Until I get my second volume published, no one will ever know of my achievements.
You're talking about a book?
A book? I hardly call a 26-volume epic simply a book. Surely you've heard of the rise and fall of St. Jib the Eradicator, hero of Morrowind and savior of the Dunmer. Maybe you should leave the writing to an expert. Stop making foolish suggestions. Terrible. Simply terrible.
Alright.
I was in the midst of writing the second volume, and they just threw me into this prison. It's unfair.
Who threw you in here?
That damned Remora and his minions. They didn't even give me a chance to explain who I was.
At Remora captured you?
Well, I assume so. It cast a spell at me from some kind of strange black crystal. Next thing I knew, I arrived here.
So much trouble.
My what? Well, that means...
Yes. You're dead.
No. All these wasted months, or has it been years? I don't even remember how much time has passed. My work will never see the light of day. My name will be forgotten.
Could I help?
Perhaps. Do you have a way out of here?
I do, but you can't leave that way.
Maybe I can't leave, but my writings can. In order to write the second volume of my opus, I need the notes from my first volume. Otherwise, I need to do all of this from memory.
How many pages did you lose?
When I was tossed in here, I felt myself falling, and I dropped the pages I'd been holding. There were 10 of them in all. Find them for me, please. I beg you.
Or would a Tremor take you?
Well, that's a ridiculous question. Everyone traveling through here has said that the Oblivion Gates have been opening all over Tamriel.
That was a bit before my time.
Has it been that long? Oh my. Well, it started with the followers of Mehrunes Dagon having Emperor Uriel Septim VII assassinated. Without a septim on the throne of the Empire, Aegon was able to leave Oblivion through the gates and attack.
I was taking you to this.
All I heard is that without a septum sitting on the throne of the Empire, the dragon fires in a place called the Temple of the One were no longer lit. This meant that we were vulnerable to the forces of Oblivion.
What ended up happening?
Well, I don't know. Everything seemed fine until that remorse attacked me. I only heard later about the gates from the other souls. I can only assume the gates have been closed by now.
Yes.
Ah, yes. St. Jib the Eradicator, Jib the Magnificent. I've earned a lot of those titles thanks to my campaign against the Winged Menace.
Winged Menace?
Yes, I'm speaking of the Cliff Racer, of course. Wretched things. They used to crisscross the skies over Morrowind like vermin. Nasty flying creatures with a habit of sneaking up on the unwary.
Was you campaign against them?
After I was freed from prison, I decided to turn my life around. Give something back to the people of Morrowind. It became quickly apparent that the best way I could help would be by wiping out the Cliff Racers.
Very successful.
Indeed I was. I hunted down and killed every last one of them. Took years. The people of Morrowind were so grateful to have the roads safer again. They took to calling me St. Jib, and then the other names followed.
So we're in prison.
That was a dark time in my life. I did a lot of things I ended up regretting. Maybe that's why I worked so hard to redeem myself once I was freed.
What did you do?
I murdered others for money. And before you think I belong to some romantic or secretive guild, think again. I was simply an addict who needed money for skooma. The stuff wasn't cheap, and murder always seemed to be in demand.
How did you get caught?
I finally bit off more than I could chew. I was paid to assassinate some high-ranking official from House Morrowind. What I didn't know is someone had hired the Morag Tong to kill him as well.
Rival assassin?
Exactly. He got to my target first and called the guard to cover his tracks. By the time I got there, the place was on alert. Walked right into a trap and didn't even realize it till I was captured.
So what ended up happening to you?
They tried me for murder, threw me on a prison ship, and sent me to the jail in Vivek City. Gave me a lot of time to think, that's for sure.
Where were you captured?
I had just moved from my ancestral home in Morrowind to the continent of Cyrodiil. I settled in the city of Kavach to write my memoirs and to find some peace and quiet.
This is where you were attacked?
Indeed. One moment I was writing diligently, and the next, my door bursts open. It was a cadre of Gamora. The city was under attack. I took it upon myself to join the cause and fight the Gamora, thinking this would simply be another feather in my cap.
They got the race him.
As I'm standing in front of you, as only a whisper of my former self should tell you that. I never knew what became of Kavach. I wonder if they were triumphant without me. Thanks again for searching. I don't know what I'd do without my pages.
So, after that all, I'm going to sleep, my friends. Yes, I have enough for today. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.